which is inspections. All right. Now, yes, you have a natural 10-day inspection period. Okay. As I hope great agents, we have a couple inspectors available. How fast can your inspector truly make it out to the home? You know, hopefully 24, 48 hours. With any luck, you're going to get your report back within 24 hours after that. So let's say on average, you're 3 or 4 days out. Okay. So to do a 7-day appraisal, 7-day inspection period, is that not kind of a risky, risk-free-ish way of making your offer look a little better? Right? Because sellers, they want to know that you're committed. So the sooner you can show them you're committed, the better. And as long as you, the buyer's agent, can complete everything you need to in that time, great. You know? So obviously, if it's a fixer-upper, if you have real concerns about the home, you may need to work in that extra time. But if it's a standard home that all things being equal should be the same as always, you know, go for it. Make sense? So I've done 5-day inspections, 7-day inspections, whatever kind of suits the need of that time. And we've always been perfectly fine. Make sense? Sound good? Okay. So moving on, number 9. Okay, this is where we go back to appraisals. And this is where we actually get in the nitty-gritty of waiving them or doing like an escalation clause type thing, right? So Keith, and this is, forgive me, it's kind of a interesting question to ask you. Are you seeing what proportion of people are actually waiving their appraisal totally, or actually putting in a window of we'll pay more up to this amount? Like, what are you seeing compared to just not even like just going with the standard offer? If it appraises, great. If not, we were going to cancel. You know, how many people are really doing that?
I don't have a specific number for you, but there's definitely a lot of people who are waiving either the appraisal contingency or we're doing an escalation clause. I think I see the appraisal contingency waived more than the escalation clause.
You are. Okay. All right. So that's good to know, everybody.
I think that's more important to the listing agent personally than the escalation clause.
Okay.
I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but it seems to be more important in this market.
Yeah. Well, I'm kind of going between two things. Sorry, when I said escalation,
they are kind of two different things.
Appraisal up to a certain amount is what I meant. Sorry. Escalation clause next on my list. I was looking at it. Yeah. So waiving it to like a $10,000, waiving it to $5,000, you're seeing that they're waiving it entirely more than just a little bit.
I've seen both.
Okay.
And waiving up to a certain amount, and I've seen just totally waiving the appraisal.
Okay.
Can't give you specific percentages and stuff, but definitely, obviously, a lot more than I've seen in the past.
Okay. So kind of based on comps, but you're seeing a lot of those waivers. So to give our offer the best chance, as much as we hate to say it, it does behoove us, if at all possible, to waive an appraisal. And you're saying that most of them are waiving the entire appraisal if possible. That takes a lot of doing, man. Wow.
Yeah, because you're putting you're putting earnest money at risk, obviously, right? I mean,
well, you're putting yourself on the hook for whatever it may come back, even if it's terrible, which is, I've tried not to waive them, and I haven't seen a huge impact. I will go get my clients to go up to a certain amount, usually. Like I've done, for example, on my last one that was it was listed at like 439, and we went up to 460. Like he basically on the escalation and the appraisal, he was willing to go 10,000 either way, right? So we went, no, what was it? 20,000 over asking, but then he was willing to waive the appraisal by 10,000. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm seeing is waiving up to 10,000, 5,000, whatever possible. But I think the consensus is if you could waive the whole thing, that definitely is what a lot of people are doing. So that'll give you the best chance if your clients can do it. But if not, you're definitely seeing waivers up to whatever the clients are comfortable with on the majority.
You know, that kind of goes back to what's the value of a property, what someone's willing to pay for.
Exactly.
Really, right?
Yeah.
Value.
But that's where I guess we're talking about what should your standard offer look like at this point in time. And at this point in time, a standard offer, unfortunately, I would say should have, if possible, some sort of appraisal waiver. unfortunately. And hopefully it's not going to be used. That's why I like to put in, it's just up to this amount and you pray to God it's not going to be used. But I think it needs to be a standard part of an offer today. I mean, obviously, if there's no other offers, you're doing your homework. If there's no other offers, do your best, absolutely. But we're talking in a standard offer today, you're competing against multiple offers. So that's kind of specifically what we're talking about.
Well, and I think, going back to what you said before, coming upon the agent to really do their due diligence and look at the market and see what this thing most likely will appraise at.
Yeah.
Idea how much you're looking at potentially.
Yeah. So that's what the thing. You just got to forecast the best you can. Like, okay, last month it was this. We've seen this much appreciation. There's nothing on the market. So we got to go up 7, 8, 12%, whatever it might be. You know what I mean? And then you have to have confidence in that number, ideally, because you're not just pulling it out of your butt. And so you have to protect every angle. So I guess we can't make any decisions here for everybody, but I'm not necessarily comfortable waiving an appraisal. That's just a little more risk than I'm comfortable with as a buyer's agent. So I'm more comfortable putting a limit, just like the escalation, we'll beat out.